Hi, Nerul.
Hi.
Well, I would like to remind you about the assignment given by our lecturer. So, from four several topics, which one do you choose for our discussion topic?
Well, let me think. I think we better discuss the topic, will e-learning still matter after the pandemic? It's based on recent conditions.
Okay, good choice. Let's discuss it now.
Okay, firstly, what is e-learning in your perspective? Should it be used even post-pandemic by both schools and universities?
Alright, to start off, let's start with talking about e-learning itself. So, e-learning or electronic learning is one of the learning platforms used by worldwide educational institutions. It has become a secondary method of learning due to its complete features in supporting the learning process. In this pandemic situation, we are applying e-learning since our learning model alters from the standard to online learning. However, most schools and universities may transform to standard learning when the, when the pandemic ends. And this becomes a concern as e-learning is going to be left. So, as you could see, I would strongly believe that e-learning is still necessary for every school and university. Thus, e-learning as a learning platform ought to be applied all the time, as it still matters in the post-pandemic situation.
My feelings exactly. I also believe that e-learning will still matter even post-pandemic. In my point of view, before the pandemic, we would rarely think about this e-learning method. As the pandemic hits us, the entire world is forced to do remote learning as a preventive measure. Unfortunately, the 21st century's technology is able to provide the facility to do that. People are slowly realizing the benefits of online learning. When the pandemic ends, which is probably soon, I think people will implement what they have learned from practicing online learning and optimize its utilization for a better learning experience in the future.
Well, you have a point there, but in fact, not all educational institutions will implement e-learning for better use in the future. Several schools and universities may use it in a constant way, meaning that e-learning is only used for exercises, assignments, and exams, just as in the pandemic situation. So I can simply say that schools and universities will have no improvement in using this learning platform despite the end of the pandemic.
Oh, I didn't necessarily that all people will implement e-learning. What I meant was that now people are exposed to how e-learning can be carried out. Online learning may become a stronger option than it was before. I agree with the point you just mentioned. However, I would also like to explain my opinion further. Some students and teachers might have difficulty adjusting to this new method as they had little to no preparation. To illustrate my point, not all students or teachers have the adequate facilities to conduct online classes, such as working gadgets or stable connections. For those people, they might not continue using this method after the pandemic ends, since the traditional method is more efficient for them. However, for those who do have a proper facilities, this might be better than studying in a traditional classroom setting. And there is evidence that online learning can result in better learning outcomes. So what I'm trying to say is that for those who have the access to the right technology, online learning can become a better option. And if educational institutions take this into account, they might implement e-learning even after the pandemic is over.
Okay. So let me emphasize your explanation. So you mean that conducting online learning is based on students' readiness? With supporting facilities, the learning process becomes better. But when they lack supporting facilities, the learning becomes worse and e-learning cannot be used anymore. Is this correct?
Of course, it doesn't apply to everyone, but generally speaking, that's what I believe.
Okay, I see. Well, I think we have adequate information for our assignment. Now let's work on it.
All right, better start now so we can finish before the deadline.